This morning I saw one of the greatest acts of compassion and friendship and love that I have ever seen. And I saw it inside of a prison. So first of all, this is a video I'd not really intended on recording. Honestly, I'm exhausted right now. I'm back at my hotel in Medford, Oregon. I just drove 2 hours to get from Crescent City back to Medford so I can fly home tomorrow to Salt Lake City. I was in Pelican Bay Supermax, which, I've talked about this before. And because I'd talked about it before, I didn't really have any intent of really sharing anything this third time that I've been back. But man, something happened I just had to share with you. So first of all, Defy Ventures, which is the cause that I support, they teach entrepreneurship to people who are in prison or who are ex-cons. They call them entrepreneurs in training, EITs. And I just saw a whole bunch of EITs graduate at Pelican Bay. And that in and of itself was amazing, and there's some great things from that. But this morning, I was in the SHU. And if you're not familiar with what a SHU is, that's solitary housing unit. That's where men are isolated, either because they are considered a risk to the general population, because perhaps they were in a riot in the past, or they are at risk from the general population, perhaps from a gang. Just to give you an example, one gentleman that I was speaking to today, one EIT, he had been in the SHU for many years, and he had not received a visitation from a friend, a family member, anyone for at least 6 years. Contemplate that for a moment. You have no contact with anyone you know or love for more than a year, and what that would feel like. And to feel that no one is able or willing to make the trip to greet you. So with that as the context, the graduation happened for these men. They went outside, they were in cap and gown, the first time they'd ever been in cap and gown in their life. We played pomp and circumstance. They came up, they received their certificate of graduation from Defy's program, which represents hundreds of hours of work, them getting a certificate from Baylor University that's certified by their MBA program. It's not an MBA, but it's certified by their MBA program. These men, this was their greatest accomplishment for many of them. And they wanted people there that they cared about. No one came, except for one person. He came late, he showed up, and we all realized, wait a minute, here is a friend of one of the EITs, so they had him graduate again, just so his friend could see it. But that's not the amazing thing. The amazing thing is that his friend, they hadn't seen each other for 26 years. They were friends, I'm sorry. They were friends when they were 9 and 10 years old. And they'd play together, they'd go around the neighborhood riding their bikes. They talked about how they played Nintendo together. 26 years. He made the trip from Phoenix, flew to Sacramento, drove from Sacramento up to Crescent City to find his friend and to tell him that he had been there to support him. Now, what in the world does this have to do with productive leadership and getting your result? Well, part of my job is to help people get the result that they want in their life. And at least to me, getting my result doesn't mean much to me unless the people that I love and care about are there with me. And it doesn't mean much to me unless I feel like I have been there for people that I love and care about. So you don't have to do something like this. You and I don't have to, I think, look up a friend of 26 years and go to their graduation when they're in prison. But maybe we do need to think about the friends that we have forgotten, or even the family members that we've just neglected for a month because we've been too busy with work. I'm not trying to preach here. What I'm inviting you to think about is there someone who hasn't seen enough of you in the last little bit? And is there one little thing that you could do to show them that you care about them? And what would be the result of that in both their life and your life? Thanks for listening to me talk about this.